For the ward? Really? Huh. I didn't know anybody knew what we were doing here. We've just, well, we've been cut off from the world for so long that... Well, I'm surprised people know about us outside the gate. Feels kind of nice, actually. Hey, ask around if you need something. Oh, start with Ford. I'm sure he'd like to meet you.
Have you talked to Clementine lately?
You ever wondered all this is like a dream or something?
If you're what do you mean?
Like none of this, what happened to us, to the world, is actually real.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds a little far-fetched.
That Donald, always talking about getting out of here, sailing the sea. Yeah, you'll never catch me on a boat.
You sound so much like Brad sometimes.
Looking for Ford? He's up top in that warehouse over there.
So many new faces these days. Things must be getting a mite easier out there. Welcome, traveler. I'm Reginald Malone, but my friends call me Reggie. You can too. Saw you come in with Bo and Clementine there. Or you can be sure they'll do everything they can for your friend. Ain't the first to come through here needing help. I have been known to tell a story or two. Though old Mudtooth does give me a run for my money. Or did you mean that I collect the stories? Because I do that too. And I'd love to hear your tale, traveler. But hey, your story ain't no requirement for mine. Let me know if you'd like to hear a tale or two. And if you're looking for a fix to what ails you, well, old Reggie has a lot to give. Don't be a stranger.
What? Hey, get away from my stew! Oh, it's you. What? No, of course not. Never seen you before in my life. I just figure you're you. You know? And I'm me, and that's where we are. So, what can old Mudtooth do for you, huh? You came to the right place, traveler. Town, you call it. Back in my day, a place like this wouldn't be considered much more than a camp or a bivouac, you might call it. Nah, this ain't no town. Not yet. But it is a fine place to set up kip. I lived by myself for years, see? Had myself what you calls it, a hockapatopter. That thing could fly to the moon and back. It could. Anywho, I was living by myself when my boy Brabus showed up saying we should move on. Told me it wasn't safe for me to be living like I've been living no more. He told me about this place. Got some nice people here. Took some getting used to, being around folks again. That's too bad. Well, shoot, traveler. I might have some answers for you. Quite a bit, stranger. The name's Mudtooth. And ain't nobody been around longer or seen more than I have. Except maybe old Ford, of course. But that old mudder cheats. Anyway, he hardly tells any of his stories. Only 3 reasons why folks come to see me. And that's my stories or my stew. Yeah. So, young'un, what'll it be? Well, Brabus, he's my son. 'Twere his idea to come join this little shanty town. Not a bad idea it was, neither. He's over yonder, at the shooting range, if you're looking to find him. Not much of a talker, though, that one. Guess he didn't get his old man's gift for gab, eh? You bet your apple I can, but these ain't just stories, stranger. They're objective retellings of legitimate occurrences what you wouldn't believe. Now, where to start? Long time ago, when I was just 10 years old or so, I moved to a place called Sanctuary. Sanctuary was true to its name. It was a place where folks came to be free from the dead wood, to protect each other. A lot like this place. Boy, Sanctuary had everything. Folks there had working engines and roads filled with fruit trees. But Sanctuary had this one thing I ain't never seen since. They called them movers, and I can still see them in my mind. See, they'd hook up this battery, right? Only it weren't storing power, but stories. They'd hook it up to a wheel and a light, and bam! Whole worlds just show up on the wall. Talking rabbits and stuttering pigs and this one real surly duck. Maybe it's something like Ford's old crystals. Except you couldn't walk into the movers. Believe me, I tried. Nah, they just played for you, sound and all, transporting you to another place. Maybe that's where I got my love of stories, huh? Huh. Never really thought about it till now. That's so? Huh. Did I tell you about the stories yet? That one too, eh? Well, that's it, ain't it? My stories and my stew. Listen, you sure I said there were 3 reasons? 'Cause there's only 2, and that's certain. Huh. Only 2 reasons folks come to see old Mudtooth, and you know both of them. I'm pretty sure your memory's slipping. Let me see here. Ho! Did I tell you I once sailed across that ocean to that old rusted tower? It was after that wanderer came through here and cleared out the storm. Old Mudtooth's crazy, you know, but I ain't stupid. I tell you, I saw things down there that you ain't never seen in your life. Down there in that rusted place was just machinery and roots twisting every which way, like the root themselves had built it. But they didn't. No, that old place was called Ward 10 and 7. You can see it plastered all over, and it was built by humans. By the folks Ford himself used to serve, if you can believe that. Oh, he'll deny it, I'm sure. But all them electronicals they got down there are the same damn things you'll find in old Ward 10 and 3. And that place, I know he founded. He's the founder, after all. What were they up to down there? Now, that's the question. I heard some answers myself, but I don't know if I believe them. There's a story for another time. You'll like this one. Crazy 8 traveled a lot after leaving Sanctuary. Came to this one town named Ghostwell. No, Oakhole. No, wait. It was Swan Creek. Swan Creek, I'm sure of it. Anyway, this Croakswell town didn't take kindly to strangers, and that sure as hell meant us. We stayed anyway, course. Brought 'em good scrounge, we did. Nobody scavenged like the Crazy 8. And there was this girl, smartest damn girl you ever met. Her old man, though, he didn't like us one bit. Especially me. So, one day, there's a banging on our doorstep, and I go to open it, and...
Ford? Oh, wish I had half the wherewithal of that old man.
He's got no qualms about, like, leaving town at the drop of a hat. Anyway, if you're looking for him, he's over in the warehouse. I see you, traveler. You're the one Ford's been waiting for. Though, he doesn't know he's been waiting. He thinks he needs help. You know. And you don't. Sorry, I shouldn't say. Things get messier when I tell them. I'm Wallace. Did I say that yet? Probably. The site, you know? Sorry, I probably said that already too. You have a path to walk. You choose the first step here, but your path can change if you wanted to. Yep, you're right, of course. Your path is waiting. Tell Brabus and McCabe I sent you. They have what you need. They're the next step on your journey. Till next time.
you a right mutter, traipsing in here like you own the place. Ha, I'm just pulling ya. Name's Brabus, and I run security around here. Well, seeing as you got the mayor's personal approval, I reckon you his problem now. I also make sure folks hereabouts can protect themselves. Ain't just the root kicking around. A lot of folks still ain't chummy with this whole rebuilding society business. I should damn straight. A lot of folks only ever learn how to look out for themselves. They don't know any different. I used to be one of them. Up until about 20 years ago, I ran a pack called the Mud Dogs. We took what we wanted and killed anyone who crossed us. It was a dog-eat-dog world back then. We all did what we had to survive. Things might be different now, but a lot of folks can't chew a path out of the old ways. Ain't that boy what talks to the root? I don't trust Wally with a hot meal, but I also ain't dumb enough to cross him. I don't reckon he was any more specific. Right. Well, the boy's crazy, but he ain't stupid. And I can see your gear is, lacking, to say the least. If he asks, you tell him I gave you this. No charge. Riggs is gonna talk my ear off if I don't send you over to him next, isn't he? Fine. Go see Riggs, then. Tell him he can do whatever the hell he wants.
This is not up for discussion, Clementine. You're staying, and that's final.
I don't remember asking for your
Glad to
permission.
see you're all
Watch
right.
your tone, young lady.
What can I do for you?
Excuse me? I'm 132 years old, in case you forgot.
Briggs, and no
I'm
worries.
not your child.
There was a time when
You don't
helping
have
each other
authority over me.
survive was all
On
we
this I
had
do.
left.
This town
Around
needs
here,
you. You can't go wandering off
We
after
don't
something
forget
that
those days if we can help.
that might not
Your friend's
even
gonna be all right, by the way.
exist.
I've seen
Oh,
Weaker
that's
pull out
rich.
of worse.
What
were
have
you
you
doing
been doing the
out
last
there?
100 years then,
You
huh?
don't mind me asking.
What the hell are you doing right now?
Well, that's different.
Really?
I'm trying to fix
What'd
things.
you hear
Things that
exactly?
you broke when you tried to play God.
That was Harsgard. I was just
Found
following
the
orders.
Forge
I
tales
didn't
travel far and
Oh,
wide.
and that makes it
don't they?
okay?
Fair warning.
You know how many people
you can't believe
died
half of
because you just followed orders?
But half of
course I
impossible
know.
is still a sight.
You
eh?
think I don't remember that every goddamn day?
I don't suppose he
Trying
was
to make
more
things right
particular
here.
about why.
So am I. You're such a damned hypocrite,
Right.
Ford.
Well,
If
I've
I
got a
leave,
pretty
it's my
focused
fault.
skill set.
You
I reckon
didn't
I
break the
know
world.
what he means.
You didn't run after a
Come
pipe
to
dream.
me
You
if you
didn't
ever need
abandon
to
your family
upgrade your
a dozen
equipment.
times over.
Look, I've made a lot of mistakes. I admit that. But it's because of those mistakes that I'm telling you not to do the same thing.
Well, forgive me if I don't want to take advice from the men who fucked up the world in the first place. I'm not your dreamer anymore. Maybe I've got my own mission.
These people need you, Clem. Safe out there. You're too important to just...
Every person out there is capable of taking care of themselves. This isn't about them. It's about you. You've always run away from your problems, but you won't let me run toward
You're
something.
serious, aren't you?
What
All right,
are you so goddamn
what the hell
afraid
is
of?
this?
I'm losing you! Losing them!
I swear.
Losing
That boy wants so
everything.
goddamn right all the time.
I've already
He and I'd be
lost
having words.
everything.
Percussive ones. Fine. Well, the only reason anyone bothers me is because I'm good with a hammer. So either I can modify your weapons, or we can find a more creative use for it.
Neville.
Tell you what. I heard you picked up something strange on your little jaunt
goddamn
earlier.
project.
Maybe I could do something with it.
I don't belong here. I never did. I'm tired of pretending I do.
Look, you put yourself through a lot today.
I'm a
You're
lot of
tired.
things, but
Get
patience
some
isn't
rest.
one of them.
Things will feel better tomorrow.
Look, it's not personal. I just
know
don't
how
like
I-
being distracted.
You
I
know
get into
I
a
used to look
zone,
up
you
to
know?
you.
Pisses me off when
The way
people
you
come by
seem
and interrupt my me
Strong
time.
enough to save the world.
I'll tell you
Except
what.
I've already saved
You're
it.
clearly not the
Haven't I?
average stray that shows up here.
And what have
so
you
I'll make
done?
you a deal. You find anything interesting out there, bring it back to me, and I'll see if I can use it to mod your
I
weapons.
can't let you go
Okay?
near that place, Clement.
Oh, and if you tell anyone I was
That's an
nice
order.
to you, I will cut you.
You haven't learned a damned thing, Ford. Out of my way.
Yay, you're back. Yeah. Let's skip the song and dance and get to it. Are you seriously just wasting my time now? What is it now? I don't have all day, and neither does Ford. That ought to help with whatever journey he saw you on. Just tell Wally to be more specific next time, yeah? So we're done here, right? Or do I need the hammer again? Let me save you some time so you don't keep nattering on. We used to live in that building over there. Then a stranger came. We called them the Wanderer. You might have noticed everyone gets a handle here. Anyway, they show up and stop the route. Now, we live in these buildings here. That clear it up for you? And me? I keep it real simple. Less to worry about that way.